Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Expeditors podcast, where you can hear about front-of-mind topics in the logistics and freight forwarding industry through the lens of a global logistics provider. I'm your host, Chris Parker, and today's episode is a little different in that I'll be sharing a presentation given by our CIO, Chris McClincy, talking about innovation and technology at Expeditors and in the freight forwarding and logistics space. This is to preface a series of discussions with Jose Ubeda, Senior Vice President of Digital Solutions, and the leaders of various companies within this division. So taking a look at Coho, Cargo Signal, Tradeflow, and others. No worries if you've never heard of some of these. They'll each be getting their own episodes where we'll kind of take a closer look at the issues, needs, and questions they address, and some of the big ideas that they're bringing into their respective spaces. So sit back, relax, enjoy this talk, and I will see you in 2 weeks for another episode of the podcast. Take care.
Greetings. Innovation is a curious thing. It's a powerful word that gets used in a lot of different contexts. Sometimes it's used to define whether an organization is going to be successful or whether it's going to struggle. We have a definition for innovation at Expeditors. It's actually a very simple one. Innovation is something new that adds value. We have a great track record of innovation. If you go back to the origins of our organization, 40 years ago, actually, our company did a couple different things. First, we took two concepts. We took freight forwarding and brokerage, and we brought them together in an integrated fashion that had never been done before. That was something new that added value. It was very innovative. Our innovative track record over the last 40 years into today has continued to be a very successful track record. And I'll highlight a few areas on where we've demonstrated our ability to do that. If you also look at our culture, which is really important for many organizations, our culture has a DNA that includes innovation. If you think about our districts and our teams all across the world today, at a local and regional level, we have Expeditors team members who day in and day out have to provide innovative solutions in order to meet local and regional needs. Demanding customers, complex regulatory environment requires consistent innovation. Alongside of them are local and regional technologists that help bring those innovative ideas to technology solutions. The same is true at a global level. If you think about our corporate organization, our global product and services teams, they're consistently horizon scanning, looking across the industry to identify what are the innovative opportunities or challenges that our organization wants to produce solutions for. Innovation is part of this company's DNA. We are very entrepreneurial in a spirit and in action, and that goes all the way back to 40 years to today and will continue in our future as well. In addition to having a culture that's very innovative, we've also come up with a way to embed and operationalize the ways that we can catch innovation and promote innovation and be able to develop solutions around that. And this is a really key thing that many organizations sometimes struggle with. So all organizations, Expeditors included, we have innovative ideas that percolate throughout our company. And we need a way to be able to catch those ideas, to promote those, to develop those to solutions and bring them to market. And a couple different ways that we do that as a company. First, we have a core innovation team. That's a cross-functional team. That team meets regularly. It uses a very agile process to be able to vet, validate, test, experiment, pass or fail innovation ideas that percolate throughout our organization. Secondarily, as our enterprise and global leadership teams come up with great innovative ideas, they're doing those same things. They're looking at those jobs to be done. And they're evaluating whether or not they've got great business cases, they've got great commercial opportunity, and we'll take those ideas to market. Additionally, we have another group. That's our strategy and innovation group. And while our core innovation groups focus on our core, it's important for organizations to look out across adjacent and breakthrough markets to determine whether or not there are innovative opportunities to bring new products and services to life in domains that, as an organization, we may not even be thinking or competing about right now. And we have a group that's completely focused to that. So we have a rich history of innovation. We have a great culture, and we've come up with great ways to embed and operationalize innovative ideas, but that's really only 1/3 of the requirements to have great innovation capacity and delivery as an organization. The second part of that really ties into being able to demonstrate that you can take those ideas and bring those to market and to industry. And a couple of different examples that I want to share. The first is really around Expo Now. So that's our online platform. That's where we demonstrate our core business processes of quoting, booking, shipping, track, trace, analyze, and other capabilities, and we digitize those things. And we're making tremendous investments in our Expo Now platform so that we remain second to nobody in those core capabilities. But that's an area where continuous innovation will continue to be developed and enhanced that platform. A second example is really around carrier allocation. And this is an area where our global leadership, in terms of products and services, recognize that many of our customers were captive to carriers when it came to negotiating schedules, capacity, or optimizing performance, on-time performance specifically. And so we developed a technology solution that forecasted, did planning. It connected customers with carriers and forwarders to be able to optimize product flows before shipping, long before the booking process ever happens. This has been a huge enabler for some of the top importers in the world. And it's also a solution that doesn't exist in the industry even today. So a really innovative example of taking a concept and bringing that to market. And then cargo signal. And this is an area where we recognized that there were many customers that had a very specific job to be done. And that was real-time, all the time, access to information about their products and services. Understanding, like, where is my goods, where are my products in my supply chain? Because I may need to be able to respond and react to that in real time. And so here's an example of where Expeditors took the Internet of Things. We took cloud and edge computing capabilities, and we brought a brand new platform to life, enabled by a great service that focuses on security, quality, and visibility in a degree that hasn't really been delivered before from an IoT-specific logistics service. And it's all about connected freight. And again, another great example of where we've taken a good idea, we've brought that idea to life through a very innovative process. Now, underlying those concepts and those solutions are emerging technologies. And emerging technologies are consistently evolving and changing throughout the world that we live in. Some examples of that include IoT, which connected directly to cargo signal. Advanced algorithms, which connect directly to carrier allocations. You've got things like blockchain, robotic process automation. Our organization is consistently evaluating those technologies. And as we discover emerging technologies can actually provide value to innovative solutions we're working on, then we'll incorporate those technologies into them. But it's not just about looking at emerging technologies for technology's sake. They really have to connect to the innovative ideas and solve very specific jobs to be done. But even then, that's not everything an organization needs to have demonstrated innovation. You need to be able to execute. And execution is key. And this is where the rubber really hits the road and where many organizations struggle. Again, having great ideas, many organizations are full of fantastic ideas. Taking those ideas and producing products and services and bringing those to market, delivery is key. But then execution is where all of that comes together, and it starts with people. In our organization, we have amazing people across our network, all across the world. They're not only responsible for a lot of the innovative ideas as we have a company, but then they're committed, and they bear the responsibility of the orchestration and the execution of those ideas as well. It's not just about coming up with an idea and handing that off to somebody else, but they own the execution and the orchestration of that. Key differentiator. Our solutions are supported by really well-engineered processes. So, technology, again, for technology's sake, is inadequate if we don't have well-designed process. We have heavily engineered systems that are supported by great processes that are backed by quality management systems and a global business operations focused team. Big differentiator as it relates to technology. All of that is empowered and enabled by a global network that allows those ideas, the delivery of those solutions, to come through life through seamless execution. And they're backed by a consistent platform, a compliant system, and a culture that's unique and different in the industry. So while innovation can be a very curious thing, when you start to decompose innovation into understanding what it takes for an organization to be successful, we have a strong track record We're working on great things today, and I'm very optimistic and encouraged by our future. We've got great capabilities, great people that will continue to make sure that we are the leading global logistics company in our industry. Thank you.